It's time for the final. Griffin Colapinto taking on Cole Houshmand. Two good friends, two guys from San Clemente, California, going head-to-head for the first time in Brazil. Second time we've seen this as a final.
He's done it once. Let's see if he can do it twice.
Griff did get started during the break, Mitch.
Yeah, and as Jesse was touching on, I mean, the consistency that we've seen from Griffin has been impeccable the last three events, but in all honesty, Joe, this is the best backhand surfing I've seen from him ever, and he won in Fiji last year, remember? So going left right here, especially going power v power against Cole Houshmand, pretty big deal if you consider Griffin's year so far.
Harder. And the way he's been able to approach the lip that way is really impressive.
Little wedge popping up for Griff. I thought he was going to chuck it into the flat.
So did I, and we saw one of those errors. Here's Houshi, though, Joe.
6'3", 225, connects with the lip. Number 91 blows the back out.
Ooh.
And now into his third move. It's another solid snap to slide. He wants to get the crowd behind him.
Oh, man.
That was a big blow for Cole Houshmand. Three big targets.
Riding the other F1, which was with the Brazilian EPS epoxy. This is just incredible. You talk about timing, Jesse. That second one was monumental.
Are you kidding me? That, like, the amount of water displayed and how much control he had over the tail and the fins of the board in the last two turns. You can see it here going eyeing it down that second section, which is the money part of the wave, pushing that back foot so gnarly, and you can see it once again getting that fins out the back. I mean, this looks excellent for me.
Just look at how critical every single time this turn is when he goes up into the lip, Joe. I mean, timing, power, and of course precision. But another thing to really notice on this wave here, especially on the second turn, there's a lot of froth on that face. So to be able to control your board and fins coming out of that turn is extremely difficult.
Just he creates time for himself,
right?
Doesn't he? He like could kind of stand up and wait. You know, it's like he's controlling the rhythm for the rest of the season. Cole enjoying the left again. He's on the giddy up, and he ends up just kicking out of a close zone. He's gone for some big airs as well throughout this event, Mitch. So he's got some different weapons to shoot for.
They grow up surfing T Street. They grow up surfing Rivies. And, of course, Huntington Beach Pier, too. There are no slouches when it comes to beach breaks, Joe.
Here's one right here for Cole. Big rail hook. Perfect. Second turn. Throws some water. That was a small pocket. And that wave's just going to go flat on him.
And that's the sense of urgency that I was saying. Like, it's not that he's freaking out, but he just knows the importance of getting a 4.5 or a 5-point ride. Cole Houshmand taking advantage of this insider and kind of going to town.
Yeah, he could improve on the 517 as well. Gets a little hung up coming out of this turn, but there's a lot of progression in that, Joe. I mean, pretty sick and filthy when you consider the section coming at you, too. So bigger wave in comparison to the 517, and you know, I feel like there's a possibility that he does improve on his mid-range score that he has as backup at the moment.
He has so much range with where he can go with these turns. He can cut it short. He can lean back to put a heavy back foot into it. And then he can release it like a little Corey Lopez slide. I mean, he can go everywhere, Jesse.
I mean, it's, yeah, the guy. And he does all of that with 220 pounds on his back.
Looking at Houshi's wave, but seemed like the appropriate maneuver for the section, Jess.
No doubt about it. Just sometimes you get caught in this positioning on the air reverse where you transfer a little bit too much. Your angle on top of the board transfer a little bit too much weight to the front foot, and you're going to see it right there. He's very bent as we see it, so it's just kind of gets your back foot in a weird spot, and you can't really.
Colapinto with priority, and he will load up on a double overhead section and tagging it. A huge backhand hanger. Still trying to fight for the finish.
Bring it.
Lay it low. Colapinto gets it.
Wow, dude, what a final we have on our hands. What a final we have on our hands right here.
That was a gigantic section. Griffin had so much time to load up for it. And there was a lot of currents and ribs that were trying to take him down, but he got it.
I was wondering why he was taking so long on that bottom turn, because he was just going for the Hail Mary one turn. And for what we've seen it so far, this has to be a massive score.
Yeah.
Enormous backside turn from Griffin Colapinto on one of the bigger faces we've had all day.
What is it, double overhead on this wave right here? And I know it takes him a little while to ride out of it, but you can't argue about commitment right here.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, yeah.
At this point, it doesn't. That wave's huge. This might be the biggest wave we've seen ridden in the 4 years that we've had this event, you know, since its return. And I mean, we talk about critical surfing, especially at the right point of the heat, Joe. That's it right there.
Look at that extended bottom turn. That's what set him up for success. Takes his time so long. Like, he probably covered a bit of like 10 yards on that bottom turn and gets that beautiful blowtail that we were talking about. It gets hanged up in a good way out the back, lands with the lip, and then you can see he kind of stays low to make sure the whitewash is pushing him, because at this point, there's nothing he can do. It's almost like flipping the coin. It's a 50-50. He can land it or not.
Staying so low and compressed. He knew he wasn't safe yet. During that exchange, Cole got this wave, Mitch.
Yeah, still looking to improve on the 5.33. Beautiful execution of the first turn, and the second one, not bad either. What an incredible display of surfing we have between two of the greatest surfers on the planet at the moment. And if people are, disputing that California needs a world champion at the moment, well, might have one out of this heat right here.
What a great read from Cole. What'd you see, Jesse?
I mean, just tight in the pocket right there, that beautiful layback. Uses the backhand to kind of give him a good angle and a good approach to it. Second turn, saw it as well. The only downside of this, a little bit lateral, in my opinion, but still going to be a massive score, the combination of two major maneuvers out the back, and in consideration of what we've seen already from the 617 of Griffin.
California world titles go to Tom Curran, three-time world champ, one of the best.
Sun sets out the back. Griff, lighten it up. Let's go.
Let's go. Big thanks to Strider for the Mai Te surf conditions. As we know, the crowd is a part of the surf conditions at this event, and they're loving what Griff's doing now. And that's what you do love about the passion. When they have a Brazilian in the water, they're rooting for them. Once the Brazilian's not there, they're a fan of pro surfing and giving Griff and Cole as we look at this wave from start to finish, Mitch.
Yeah, no, I mean, Griff's just been amazing with priority, and just unfortunately for him, with this requirement that he needs right now, I feel like he needs a little bit of a better wave. He couldn't have surfed it any better than that. But I mean, in the end, that'll improve with the 617. It's not going to be the 8 that he needs, though.
Yeah, the surfing is on point. Like you mentioned, Mitch, there's nothing better he could have done in this wave, mostly with his next turn coming up. Like, the wave's gutless. Doesn't even have any lip. He just kind of uses his ability in the backwash to kind of get a good whip. But, yeah, the judges are taking notice of.
Sometimes win a world title or finish runner-up. Griff finding a little right to chip into. It's starting to grow in size in front of him. Almost thought he was going to get barreled. And ends up just being a throwaway.
Yeah, seemed that way from the get-go, but unfortunately for him, that wave.
And then Yago, just unbelievable form at lowers. Cole on the left out front, lanes back, blows the board out the back. And he has just been glued to that mayhem. Going for anything he wants.
On the wrong timing.
And then Cole on the left again here, Mitch.
This is just outstanding, and that takes a lot of core strength. Chris and I were joking a while ago, that's why you do sit-ups right there. But you talk about somebody who just executes the perfect maneuver in the right place. Oh, boy.
And I think what's very impressive about him is just like the heat IQ that he brings to the table. He notices, okay, first snap, nice, but nothing critical. I need to go massive here in order to better the 717. Look at the extension, pushes that back foot so hard, so much power, but you need to transfer the weight forward in order to regain composure. He does that perfectly. That was massive from Cole Houshmand.
And now Griff's got a bouncy right, but he's got a big ramp, shooting for the sky. Big slob, full road, incomplete.
They're putting on a show.
Yeah,
We're stoked to be here watching because they're going as hard as you can.
And he'll just be watching Griff to see if he wants it. Cole does turn to use priority to take Griff off this wave. He's starting to stall, now loading up. Houshmand sees the ramp, ends up flying to the sky. These guys are going for it for Cole. Griff's turn. Patience, and he'll step off. Down to 5:14 on the clock. Griff looking for his first win this season. Came close at Margaret River, runner up to Jordy. Had to get past Jordy in this one.